You were on a show on February 26, 2021, an interview with Dr. Judy Mikovits, where you said the following, and I quote, "We should not be giving Black people the same vaccine schedule that's given to whites because their immune system is better than ours." Can you please explain what you meant?
There's a series of studies, I think most of them by Poland, that show that to particular antigens that blacks have a much stronger reaction. There's differences in reaction to different products by different races.
So I have 17 seconds left. Let me just ask you then. So what different vaccine schedule would you say I should have received? What different vaccine schedule should I have received?
I mean, the Poland article suggests that blacks need fewer antigens than.
And this is so dangerous.
You get the same measles vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, with all due respect, that is so dangerous. Your voice would be a voice that parents would listen to. That is so dangerous. I will be voting against your nomination because your views are dangerous to our state and to our country.
I mean, do you think science is dangerous, Senator? This is published, peer-reviewed studies.
I yield.
You know, a lot of people think that the reason why all of these politicians seem to hate RFK Jr. is because RFK is tied to Donald Trump. But that's not the reality of the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, RFK Jr. aligning with Trump definitely brought a whole new entire wave of hatred towards RFK. But the reality is RFK Jr. was blackballed, you know, well before Trump was ever in the picture. And the main reason he was blackballed, there are various reasons, the main reason is because of his willingness to speak out against pharmaceutical companies and his willingness to want to go after these companies. Now, the people who despise RFK Jr. because of this, it's not because, oh, they just really hardcore believe in these medications and, you know, the stuff these pharmaceutical companies provide, right? It's not like they're really passionate about these medications and things of that nature. No, the reason they feel so strongly about RFK Jr. speaking out against the pharmaceutical companies is because these companies are lining our politicians' pockets. All of our members of Congress are like multi-millionaires. They're not getting that money from being congressmen or congresswomen. They're getting that money from other places, okay? So when you see them start demonizing RFK Jr., understand that it's for one real reason and one real reason only. And that is because he may be getting in the way of the money that they've been receiving from these companies. But with that being said, you know, these RFK Jr. confirmation hearings are underway. And if you've tuned in, you've seen, you know, Democrats basically screaming and screeching at the top of their lungs at RFK. RFK's just sitting there, stone-faced. It's a sight to see, really, but today it was very entertaining because Bernie Sanders was working himself up into an old man rage, and he got put in his place. He got absolutely eviscerated, nuked from high orbit by RFK Jr. when he was trying to press RFK about his views on certain vaccines and things of that nature. RFK Jr. slapped him right back and really shut him up. I want you to go ahead and watch this clip, and then I'll be right back with more.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? It's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry
Oh, no,
and
no, no,
protecting
no,
their interests.
no. I thought that would come. No, 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 no. I ran for president like you. I got millions
know.
and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
Because I had
receiver of
small
pharmaceutical money.
contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
You were the
missed not a nickel from corporate
Bernie, you were
PACs.
the single largest acceptor of
workers-
pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but you have not answered. Last question.
Such an epic moment. I'm going to remember this moment for years to come, and something tells me we will be seeing replays of that clip you just watched. We'll be seeing replays of that more, I can tell you that for sure. Because, I mean, RFK Jr. just delivered the smackdown. If you watched the whole entire thing, Bernie Sanders was trying to get him in these gotcha moments. But Bernie winded up, being the one that got. He was trying to back RFK Jr. into a corner, and get him to say something that could be used against him in the future. And he basically, it backfired, and Bernie Sanders winded up getting exposed on national television and embarrassed for everyone to see. And for the most part, that's how a lot of these confirmation hearings have been for all of the picks that, Trump picked. It's just been, the Democrats yelling at the top of their lungs about a whole bunch of nothing while getting smacked back in the face with common sense. Because at the end of the day, common sense wins. And, people like Bernie Sanders, when they try to pull stuff out, like I said, these gotcha moments, they seem to forget that they have their own skeletons in their closet. And, when you got someone who's sharp like RFK Jr., he knows that, hey, I can use these things against you when you're coming at me sideways, basically. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you find yourself getting too worked up by all of this, remember, it's just political cinema.